Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. This episode is entirely AI generated. The script, the title, and even the poster. And at the very end, you will even find a poem about the topic of this episode, which was AI generated. So in addition to informing about this important topic, which is part of what I educate about, everything to do with narcissism, this episode is part of an interesting experiment I decided to conduct to show the difference between entirely AI generated text, which I consider to be generic, and human input. So I asked ChatGPT to help me with the main points of the text in this episode and the title, and to generate ideas for the poster and to even write a poem. Then I worked with Design AI DALL-E and Midjourney to produce the image. Then I incorporated it into the poster template I use for my channel. And I'm going to read to you word for word what AI told me. Then in the Arabic episode, you will hear my localization and adaptation of this information with additional dimensions from research, live examples, and personal analysis and reflections from real-life observations in my culture. The goal is to illustrate how to use AI as a well-informed assistant rather than a tool for lazy people who just want to copy-paste generic text. So let's dive right into our topic. I asked ChatGPT to write about the relationship between the narcissistic father and his sons, explaining how to deal with him and how to heal. And here's what it generated for me. Dealing with a narcissistic father can be a challenging and difficult task, especially for his male children. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, is a mental condition characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a strong need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Narcissistic fathers often have a profound impact on the emotional well-being and development of their children. The relationship between narcissistic father and his male sons is often fraught with rivalry and competition. Narcissistic fathers are known for their inflated sense of self-importance and need for admiration, which can lead them to view their sons as rivals or threats to their own dominance. As a result, they may actively undermine their sons' confidence, accomplishments, and relationships in order to maintain their own sense of superiority. This can manifest in a number of ways, such as constant criticism, belittling, and comparison to others. The father may also set unrealistic expectations and goals for their son to achieve and then punish him for not meeting them. Additionally, the father may also actively sabotage the son's relationships and opportunities in order to keep him dependent and under his control. The constant competition and rivalry can have a detrimental effect on the son's emotional well-being and development. They may struggle with feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and resentment towards their father. These feelings can also translate into other areas of their life, affecting their relationships, their career, and overall sense of self-worth. Moreover, the sons of a narcissistic father may develop a complex where they try to win their father's approval and validation by becoming successful, attractive, and powerful, but they will never be good enough for him. They will be in a constant competition that they can never win. It's important to understand that this type of behavior is not normal, and it's not the fault of the son. It's essential to seek help and support, whether that's through therapy, support groups, or talking to trusted friends and family members. With the right support, it is possible to learn how to cope with a narcissistic father and develop a healthy sense of self-worth and self-esteem. So I asked ChatGPT, what are the traits of the son of a narcissistic father? So it told me that they can vary depending on the individual, but some common traits may include low self-esteem, difficulty with emotional regulation, difficulty with boundaries, difficulty with trust and attachment, difficulty with identity and self-worth, with assertiveness, fear of abandonment, and with emotional independence. And then it advised that the first step in dealing with a narcissistic father is to understand that his behavior is not your fault. Narcissistic fathers are often unable to provide their children with the love, support, and guidance they need. They may also be critical, controlling, and demanding, which can cause feelings of inadequacy and low self-esteem in their children. To cope with a narcissistic father, the son must learn to set boundaries. It is important to assert yourself and communicate your needs and feelings clearly. This may involve saying no to unreasonable demands or requests and standing up for yourself when your father tries to control or manipulate you. Another way to deal with a narcissistic father is through therapy to help you understand the dynamics of your relationship with your father and develop strategies for coping with his behavior. It is also essential to have a support system in place. Having family or friends you can talk to and confide in can provide a much needed outlet for your feelings and help you to feel less alone in dealing with your father. It's also important to remember that healing and growth are possible, even in difficult situations. With time, patience, and right support, it is possible to learn how to cope with a narcissistic father and develop healthy relationships with others. It's important to note that healing is a journey, and it may take time, patience, and hard work. It is also important to remember that healing is not about forgetting the past or pretending that the father's behavior did not happen, but about acknowledging it and learning to cope with it. With the right support and tools, it is possible for the sons of a narcissistic father to heal and improve their lives. So I asked ChatGPT, can you suggest an illustration suitable for the relationship between a narcissistic father and his sons? And here is the answer. I'm a language model AI. I am not able to produce images, but I can describe an illustration that could be suitable for the relationship between narcissistic fathers and their sons. One potential illustration could depict a father figure towering over his two sons, with the father's body language and facial expression indicating his sense of superiority and dominance. The sons could be depicted as smaller and downtrodden, with their body language indicating feelings of insecurity and inadequacy. The background of the illustration could show a home or a family setting, emphasizing the impact of the father's behavior on the family dynamic. And you can look at the poster and see what I've done with this advice. I asked ChatGPT, can you write a 4-line poem on healing from a narcissistic parent? And here's what I got. Healing is a journey, not a sprint, from a parent who only took and never lent. But with the time and patience, we'll mend and find peace, love, and a happy end. Healing from a narcissistic parent is not an easy feat, but with time and support, you will rise above the deceit. And with this, my friends, we come to the end of this episode as the first collaboration with my AI buddy. If you're listening to this with your robot brother after 10 years, please remember this was only my first baby step into the future of humanity, cooperating with artificial intelligence to work smarter and faster. Now listen to the human version in Arabic, compare the two, and tell me what you think in the comments. This is Sahar El-Nadi, wishing you a great day.